My name is Kathy Gertz-Thompson, and I am here for my MDiv, first year, and loving it. I am from Spruce Grove, Alberta, just outside of Edmonton, and I'm doing the distance learning as much as possible, and then coming here for intensives. It's been surprisingly wonderful. I have to say, one of the things that I've mentioned to my husband is that after all these years, because my faith has been so important and reading the Bible and learning has been important all these years, I kind of feel like there's a bit of a Velcro thing happening instead of a Teflon brain, which is what I was afraid of after all these years. But different aspects of the factual and just the information that I'm gaining, I'm able to attach it to some part of my life, hook it on. And I'm finding it obviously very much a stretching experience, but really enjoying it. You're very gracious, because I think I'm long in the tooth, and I don't think that's not a stretch at all. It absolutely makes a difference. I was raised very fundamentalist evangelical, and so my world was quite closed when it came to what I was willing to entertain when it came to different doctrines. Life happens to us, and over these many years, many of the answers that I grew up with just didn't cut it. So not only had I initially started to question on my own, I would say I actively was deconstructing my faith without throwing the baby out. As I've said to a few people, I've thrown the bathwater out numerous times. I feel like I've kept the baby. I'm happy with Jesus, but the rest of the peripheral beliefs that I used to hold on to, I had to let them go because they just didn't fit. And I've been very excited to see how inclusive, and that's a term that's kind of bandied around nowadays. I don't mean in the inclusive sense of society, but just how inclusive we are in the Christian culture of covering the different beliefs and honoring my faith tradition, because I did learn a lot, and I'm thankful for what I learned in my childhood. But some of the beliefs have to go. And so to be able to honor that while being allowed the dignity of learning and being very new to some other concepts is a really, really wonderfully validating experience. I would have to say that it started 8 years ago when I first got a position as office manager with a little Lutheran congregation that was closing down, whose pastor had come here. That was my first experience with LTS. And the congregation there became my family in transition from a very, very difficult divorce after many years, and they just welcomed me without trying to change my faith or trying to make me Lutheran. I found I was totally accepted and loved by them. Then as I pursued thinking more about the Lutheran theology, I realized how much thought goes into it. It's not just, we'll go here and learn the Lutheran way. It's about thinking critically, even of our own faith and our own doctrine and dogmas. And so I think it was just a natural extension then when Bill Harrison mentioned a year and a half ago at convention that a lot of students were able to come who wouldn't normally wouldn't be able to come because of the way the program is given, and also because there is financial assistance available quite often. And I jokingly said to him, if I ever grow up, maybe I can get in as a mature student. And that started the journey. So it's quite a surprise to me to be here after such a long time and not ever anticipating going into the ministry of any sort other than my own lay ministry. So yeah, it's quite a thrill to be here.